I'm a black girl who speaks Spanish. That's literally all it means. It's like literally I'm black, black, black. I speak Spanish. My mom was born in Dominican Republic. Her mom was born in Dominican Republic. Her mom was born in Dominican Republic. And then we trace it all the way back to our African ancestry. So now Afro-Latinos is a trending topic. And apparently the struggle of being an Afro-Latina is in my head. Bienvenidos muses, I am back con otro video. Today's video is going to be a little different. I haven't done one of these, I think, in like almost 2 years, and it's called a rant video. I'm not really one to rant. I mean, I really am, but when it comes to topics que yo creo que para mí son importantes, I have to speak on it because I don't want to feel like I just let things kind of fall through the cracks and then people are like, but Monica, isn't this what you're about? But Monica, isn't this what you're about? And then you're just here and I'm just like, I can't be silent about certain things anymore. I tried. I thought that the ignorance would stop, but it keeps getting worse, you guys. Like, la ignorancia se sigue poniendo peor y peor y peor to the point where I'm just like, ya, estoy harta, se me metió un pique, ya, let's do this. Well, if you're ready for this video, which I'm sure a lot of you guys know what I'm going to be already talking about, hit that like button and vamos a comenzar. So I'm going to start off with the recent post that I posted on my Instagram, and we'll then take it from there. Let's make something very claro. The fact that we are now in 2018 and people have the audacity to ask someone, quote, are you sure it's not in your mind that your struggle is real? Mira, let me tell you something. Oh, and by the way, we'll be making a video soon. Being an Afro-Latina has always been something I've devoted my career towards. I'm very disappointed to see people try to invalidate our struggles. Amara la Negra, keep doing what you are doing, mama. Keep making them mad. Oh, and for those, cough, cough, who think that we are just begging to fit in your big screens and think we have no right to complain, tell me this. When was the last time you saw a woman of color as big as Celia Cruz, or better yet, the leading actress in Telemundo? Oh, and the Celia Cruz show doesn't count. I remember being called charcoal. I remember being called charcoal and hating my skin. I remember the little girl in daycare who didn't let me use her towel because she said my skin was dirty. Growing up in Bushwick, I always had to prove I was Dominican, and people would sit there and tell me I could never be Dominican because I was dark. So no, it isn't in our heads. No, it isn't a cry for help. We're here, baby. I wish I had more sass, but I'm getting so frustrated as I'm reading this. So no, Charlemagne, it's not in our heads. Oh, and true Hollywood story, women can be bald, can have an afro, can have braids, and still be accepted because thankfully what comes first is talento, talent. Oh, and here are some bomb Afro-Latinos just in case you didn't know we existed. I go to name a few of my personal favorite Afro-Latinos. Iris, Masi, Miss Rizos, Peralta, my brother. Look them up, you might learn something. From photography to fitness and even more. So I wanted to start off the video with that rant because I want to set the tone for this video. So if this video is something that you feel like it's not something that corresponds with the way you feel, by all means, you can check out. I totally get it. I'm not here to... I've kind of reached a boiling point at this point because my struggle, and I'm speaking for me, and I'm sure a lot of hundreds and millions of other people who are Afro-Latinos, has become a storyline, has become, it's like we're all of a sudden like this new dinosaur, this new thing that just came out of the woodworks, and people are like, what is it? And we're being dissected, and we're being analyzed, and we're being questioned about the way, because of the way we are. I don't appreciate it. And to now see someone who's in the spotlight also getting thankfully, gracias a Dios, that we have so many of our beautiful Black brothers and sisters and Latinos who, and just everyone is just showing so much love and support to someone like Amara and showing that we're all in this together. And I'm so proud of all of the people who've come forward and have told me, thank you so much, Monica, for helping me and encouraging me to live my truth. What is an Afro-Latino? Being an Afro-Latino simply means embracing your African diaspora, embracing your African origin, embracing your African descent, embracing your roots, coming one to knowing that you came from somewhere, that the boat dropped you off and a few others in different islands, but you all came from one place. But at the same time, being a Latina means knowing that you have a culture and a background and a story that can't also be taken from you. To be an Afro-Latina doesn't mean that you have to choose to be one or the other. It means that you're both. It means that you simply identify with your African descent. You understand that you have Latin origins, but we also understand that we came from somewhere. And whether you believe it or not, my skin says it all. My hips, the way I walk, the way I talk, my sass, my aura, my magic says it all. Being a Black woman who speaks Spanish should not be foreign. I'm just so disappointed to know that we've become a storyline. We've become a pawn. We've become something that people can latch onto and get views on. And now all of a sudden, it's just like the bandwagon. We need to come to a place where we know when people are pawning on who we are. And at this point, I'm starting to see that I had to check out of a show like that, because something that I've always grown up feeling, and then to have publicly, because I don't even watch the show anymore. I can't because it's not fun for me. This is people's realities. My reality of being told I'm too dark to be Dominican is not a storyline. It is not funny to me. It is not drama to me. It is not hashtag to me. It is not something that all of a sudden comes out of the woodworks and people are like, oh my gosh, like you're so angry, you're so mad. What? I was seeing salt. It's like somebody putting salt on a wound that you've been trying to close for years. To be called something, like I was hearing this guy say some things like she's Nutella, your Afro makes you Black. Like it was just nonsense, one after another. So my little girls, my little boys out there who feel like, oh my gosh, do I have to change my hair? No, you don't have to change nothing about yourself. You are who you are. You are perfect just the way you are. You do whatever you want with your hair. You can color it pink. You can shave it. You can grow it. You can do whatever it is you want with who you are. If it means that if who you are is a canvas, you are a canvas. You're a walking canvas, and you should be able to express yourself. And the second someone tells you that you have to change something that is you, you walk away with your head held high, shoulders pushed back, and you keep it pushing. Because God's way of rejection is a perfect way to setting you in the right direction. I'm not going to apologize for my hair, whether it's my fro, whether it's a wig, whether it's in braids. I'm proud of my nose. I'm proud of my lips. I'm proud of my aura, my Blackness, my curves, my big thighs. I'm not apologizing if people feel uncomfortable with my Blackness, if people feel uncomfortable with my Spanglish, if people feel uncomfortable with how loud and extra I am. I'm not apologizing, and neither should you. What comes out of my mouth and my brain should be what's most important. I'm gonna talk to you guys about a few Afro-Latinos who I feel like you guys should follow. Hopefully follow a few bomb Afro-Latinos that I think you guys should know about, because this is not about me. I'm just a voice to a conversation. Again, I am not the one who started this conversation. This conversation has been happening way before me. I'm just here to continue the conversation. An Afro-Latina that I think you guys should know about is my girl Iris. And she is one of those people who will just tell you how it is. I admire her so much because I feel like she is what this beauty space needs. And you know what that is? Honesty. Honesty is the best policy. And she is one of those people who's just fearless, has a great heart, great intentions, and is literally candid with people. Next person who is amazing is his guru, fitness expert, Masi. My girl Masi has been in the game. She has definitely been one of those people who has broke ceilings. I definitely feel like that's somebody who, if you are in the fitness space and you're looking for somebody who you feel needs to connect, you need to connect with them. There you have it. She's Dominican and she is just exceptional in everything she does. Miss Rizos. Miss Rizos is the CEO to her salon, which is called Miss Rizos Salon. If you need help with learning about your hair and just learning more about how to treat, so yeah, definitely go to her if you need anything about in regards to hair tips. She is so well spoken. Mr. Tony Peralta. Now, if you guys don't know Tony, I know he's a contemporary artist and he is also the owner of the Peralta Projects. First person I've seen create merchandise dedicated to Dominicans. Like literally when I would see his pieces, I was like, oh my gosh, like where has he been my whole life? Next is my brother, Juan Velos, photographer who is extremely talented. He ranges from editorials, from fashion editorial, from beauty to music. He's just such a well-rounded Afro-Latino Dominican photographer if you guys are interested in photography. Next, we have my girl who I cannot wait to meet when I get my butt to LA, Julissa Calderon. I'm sure you guys have seen her. Okay, my girl is outspoken. She is fierce. She's not here to play con nadie. She is also a creator and a producer over at BuzzFeed, and she's hilarious. Like, there's nothing more I love to see than women who are just outspoken, funny, real, candid, and just living their truth. So I just wanted to give you guys just a handful of people who I feel like are just people continuing the conversation. And also my girl Mara La Negra, continue to, like I said, make people mad, keep living in your truth, keep handling all these ignorant comments with poise like you are. We got your back, girl. And you know, and just know that you have a huge community that is gonna have your back regardless. I'm here, we're here, we ain't going nowhere. Oh, it's important that you understand that colorism still exists. And it's never to take away from someone who's already been in a successful platform, because we're not taking that away from anybody. The same way I'm never taking away anything from the light-skinned Latinos. What? There's also colorism issues with Latinos who are extremely light, who say that people say that they can't be Latinos because they're pale. There's issue on each side of the skin spectrum. For my Latinas who are like, oh my gosh, people not only, you know, people tell you you're too dark, people tell me I'm too white or too light skinned or too pale. I'm here with you. What I am asking you is to talk about it. It's okay to ask questions. It's okay to say, you know what, I really don't know what an Afro-Latino is. And you know what I love too? That on my page, I've had a lot of people tell me, like ask me, I never knew what an Afro-Latino was. Thank you so much for telling me. I can't stand to watch a show use something that is so personal to me. I can't stand to see anyone talk in a bad light about struggles that I had to grow up with in order to gain any type of publicity. It's not funny to me. It's not a joke. It's not something that I think is going to phase out. This conversation isn't a hashtag. This conversation isn't something that's trending. This conversation is my reality. And I was so disappointed when I saw the conversation happening, the interview happened, and I was just like, wait, how dare you question somebody's struggle? How dare you compare somebody's success to someone else's who is also a minority? We're all in this together, whether you consider yourself Black or whether you consider yourself Latino. But unfortunately, there's still a misrepresentation of what Latinos look like across the Latino mainstream spectrum. I have been on YouTube now, I would say, I don't know, 3-4 years, and it took me a while because I was scared to see how people would react to me. I felt like I had to fit a box, you know, like as Black women, you feel like you have to be politically correct all the time. You have to, your hair has to look better than ever. Your makeup always has to be better than ever. You can never have an off day if you're on camera. You better have the best of the best of the best at all times. And I am so tired of being the best all the time. I'm not my best all the time. And I think that that's something that our space needs. Our space needs to see people who are people, because we bring ourselves down. You know, like, don't be afraid of what people are going to say, because at the end of the day, if you're being honest with yourself, then what they're saying shouldn't faze you. I want to get a little vulnerable with you guys. When I started my career here on YouTube, I think it's going to be I think it's been a year since Monica became a full-time YouTuber. Tell me how I've gotten to a year. Yo no sé, con la fe de Dios. But around this same time last year, I was so depressed. I hated everything that I created. I hated everything about myself. Bought a house, lost my job, and here we are. When I hit that rock bottom, when I said, oh my gosh, I hate everything about myself, I literally dissected everything about myself, and I picked at everything. Literally, I would tell my boyfriend, my friends, I hate everything. My brother, I hate everything. I hate everything about my production. I hate everything about my videos. Nobody. And one day I decided, yo, Monica, you're not being yourself. And when I remember seeing my old videos, I just remember myself just constantly thinking, I shouldn't say it like this because they're going to think that that's mean. And I was constantly putting everybody's thoughts and everybody's opinions before myself. I wasn't happy. And the second I decided to embrace all of me, literally every single part of me, because again, as Black women, we feel like we have to bring it down a notch. Like, we feel like we should be like, you know, like if you're up here, don't be too loud, don't be too extra, be like regular, because they already think you're doing the most. And at that point I said, you know what? Screw it. I'm gonna be myself. And that's why I live by Be Your Own Muse. I think it's important that people live their truth. I want to make something clear, guys, that when I say I'm proud to be an Afro-Latina, it doesn't mean that I'm trying to take away from other Latinas. It doesn't mean that I want you to stop saying, I'm not saying that I don't like J-Lo, I don't like Shakira, I don't like Sophia. These are people who have made waves, who've broken ceilings, who created endless opportunities for more Latinas to come along the way. So I'm not taking nothing from them because they worked their butts off to get to where they're at. When people are like, oh my gosh, I want to be like the next Beyonce. Why don't you just want to be the next you? Like, wouldn't that make more sense? Be the next you. Beyonce is already Beyonce. J-Lo is already J-Lo. Sophia is already Sophia. Be you. Be the next you. Like, how cool and amazing would that be? I encourage you guys to continue the conversation. I encourage you guys to share this video. I encourage you guys to show it to your kids. If you're a parent watching this video and you have a little girl who doesn't embrace her hair, who doesn't embrace her skin, who says she's too dark, because I was once that little girl who felt like she was too dark. People will legit look at me in my face and tell me, you look like charcoal. So when I got into YouTube, I decided to say, you know what? I'm going to use all that and I'm going to talk about it. So for the people who used to, you know, make fun of my skin or tell me that I could never be who I was, thank you. I thank you. You know what? I love you. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to have this thick skin that I have now. And I'm getting teary-eyed, not because I'm hurt, but because I know that there's people and young kids who are probably still dealing with this trauma of still feeling like they can never be themselves. They can never embrace their truth, their ethnicity, because of people like you. And I hope that these young kids are watching this video. And if you're a parent and you have kids, I encourage you to have these kids watch this video and have them understand that you're beautiful. If you don't speak Spanish and your Spanish isn't the best, it's okay. Look at me. And thank you for standing by how I feel. And thank you for standing by my opinions, my rants. And just for the record, it's not in our heads. My struggle was real, is real. And it will change. All right, guys. Lo quiero a todos y lo veo en mi próximo video. Adiós.